In previous video, we have discussed about uh, data structure and array list data structure and linked list data structure. In this particular video, we will try to understand the array list data structure because this is the one of the most important data structure. In most of the projects and in most of the programming languages, you are using the array. So array is one of the most important uh, data structure you have to know. And also in interview, in most of the interview, you will get the question related to array. Okay, so let's try to understand. So what you have to understand, see, there is the array, and array is a continuous memory location. Okay, so somewhere in the memory the value will be stored, like uh, the address, suppose the address of the index 0 is 1001, then the index of the 1 will be 1002, something like that. So each of this value will be stored in the continuous memory location, and easily you can get the data. So how you will get the data? You just need to check that on that particular address what is the value. Whatever value will be stored, you will get it. See, you can also achieve the same thing using the variable. So for each of this value, you have to declare a variable and store the value. But it's a very lengthy process. Why? Because you have to define n number of variable. But here in the array, you can store a many value with a continuous memory location. So there is an index, it start from 0 to n. So in 0 index the value is stored 1, in 1 index value is stored 2. So what you have to learn? So in array you have to get the length. How, what is the length of this array? How to insert data in the last index, after the last index, how you can insert any data in the any middle of the uh, element, and how you can store or means insert or delete a data from beginning. So basically you have to manage all these things, how to collect a data, get a data from particular uh, index. So you have to know each of these things. So again you will say that, hey, we have a pre-built method. Why? Because these are the very important or regular use case. Okay, in most of the cases you have to know what is the length, how to insert at the last. Okay, how to insert beginning or middle. So you already have a pre-built method. But again, if someone say that sort this array, then you also have a pre-built method. So because this is a pre- basic use case, that's why all this type of method will be, you will find exist in most of the programming language. This is the inbuilt method you will find. But whenever you are creating any you are learning a data structure, you have to know, if there is a no inbuilt method, then how you can make this happen, how you can create all these things by your own instead of using a inbuilt method. Because in the most of the uh, interview questions, they want to write a program without using a inbuilt method. So that's why you have to know how to you can deal with this. Okay, I know that it will seems boring because method is already existing, but still you are trying to do the same thing. So yeah, but if you will learn these things, then you will get idea. If you try to understand any other program, if you try to write any other program, then these things will come in your mind because you already done this type of operation. See, generally in maybe interviewer asks that, hey, you can't use the inbuilt method, you can do by your own. Then in that case as well, you have to explain how you can do without using an inbuilt. Okay, so this is very important. So in this particular video, basically we'll take the example of, related to array. We will take one program related to array, and we'll try to solve it. So the problem is, see, the program is, there is a array, let's say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and in that array, if someone will say that three element uh, you have to rotate. Okay, these two element or three element you have to rotate, means you have to pass the number of element you want to rotate anti-clockwise. So suppose, let's say 3. So 3 element you want, means program will be that there is one array and you have to rotate with 3 element, and another will be the length will be given, suppose that in this case 7. So there is a 3 input, one is the array, another one is the number of item you have to rotate, and the third one is the length. So how you will do that? See, again you will say that why length? You can calculate the length with the dot length method. So again, because you cannot use the inbuilt, so that's why uh, this n will be given, otherwise you have to calculate the n, it will take some time. So I will explain how to calculate the length of this array, how to insert, how to delete all these operations later on in upcoming video. But right now we will try to rotate these things. So this is actually a program and you have to do. So output will be, in this case output will be, because you want to rotate this 3 element, then it will be comes after the 7. So the output will be here the 4 5 6 7, and after the 7, the 1, it will come 1, and then 2, and then 3, because you are rotating. Okay, so this will be the output. So how you can make this happen, how you can build up, write a program? So let's try to understand. So before going ahead and creating a program, first you try to understand a step. You will say that, hey, it seems very easy, but again, because you cannot use the inbuilt method, it will be difficult for you. Okay, so you have to uh, follow something, means you have to write a program in such a way that there will be a less time complexity and space complexity. So in majority of cases, you will get the time complexity and space complexity, that in the worst case scenario, the time complexity will be this one, you have to resolve in this time complexity. Okay, so how you can do these things? So see, uh, the step you have to follow, there are again there are the several way to do that, but let's see, one way is striking in my mind, which is uh, that suppose this is the array. So what you can do, you can reverse this one, this 3 element, and then you reverse this element, this 3 rest of this element, and then reverse all of this element. So in that case what will happen? So let's see. So if you will reverse first 1 2 3, then 3 will become here, 2 will be, it's all right, 1 will came here, and here it will be constant, and then another time you have to reverse. So if you will reverse, then 7 will come here, and then here will be 6, and then here 5, and then 4. And then if you will reverse all of this element, then it will be reversed like this. So 4 will come here, and then 5 will come here, and then 6 will come here, and then 7, then it will be 1, because 1 will come here, and then 2, and then 3. So actually this is your final output. If you will notice, then you will see that this will be your output. So in this step you will able to do that. Okay, so you have to reverse. So you have to reverse this 3, means 3 element, and then rest of this element, and then all element. Because so you will say that, hey, why not we can reverse all of these things, but again if you reverse, then 7 will come here, so it will not work, because 1 should become after the 7. So this is actually way. But again, how to do a reverse, another, in this way you can able to achieve. Okay, so you got the step that in step 1 you have to reverse the number of element, and then rest of this element, and then all of this element. So there is a 3 step you have to perform. But again after that, another question will come, how you will reverse. Okay, so this is a question, how you will reverse the element. If someone say that, hey, you have to reverse these things, so how you will reverse? So let's write. So for the reversing, this last index need to become at the first, and first index will become at the last, and similarly the second index will be uh, at the second last element, and the second last element will come to the second element. So you have to swap it. So actually you are doing a swapping. So for how you will reverse, so for reversing you have to swap. If you will able to swap, then you will able to reverse. So first you have to learn how you will swap the element, and then you will able to reverse. Okay, once you will reverse, then you will able to uh, achieve your output. Okay, so these are the steps you have to follow. And so let's see how you can do. So first and foremost, I will create one variable, not variable, one function. Function is to rotate anti-clock, something like that. This will take a 3 parameter. One is the ARR, another one is the number of element which you want to rotate. So it will, let's say, D, and then length of this string, length of this array. So and then again you have to console log here, console.log, and in console log you have to call this function, and you will return again, you will return. So let's say return ARR, something like that. So whatever value you will return, that value will be console log will happen. Okay, so this is one function, and you have to pass the parameter, pass the argument. So argument will be the array, and the number of element will be 3, and the length will be 7. Okay, so let's write it here. Then how you can reverse? So because if you will able to reverse in this way, then you will able to achieve your output. So I will talk about these things in the next coming video. Thank you very much.